your gains low on your vocals, and go ahead, unless there's a real reason to put the pad on there. And the reason would be if somebody plugs a guitar into there and they start playing and it's just peaking like shit, hit that pad. That'll kill that signal.
That'll kill it, okay.
And then you'll be able to adjust it a little bit
Control
better
it
with your
correctly.
gain now. That will make a big difference. Try not to, I mean, I would use these almost more than I would use these. I try to keep my faders
zero
across
and then control
at
from
zero
top.
and
I
try
got
to
you.
control the gain structure of your signal much
That makes
more
it easier
than
as
the
well.
output. Yeah, that means everything's going to be stay.
Is this the primary gain?
This is the
here?
primary. This is the
Is this-
sensitivity of the microphone of the channel that's plugged into it, whether it be a microphone or an instrument or whatever it may be. That is the main gain structure is set here. The pad is a very important feature. Now the other button up here, HPF, that is a high pass filter. What that is, if you engage it, it's cutting the treble, the real high treble out of the signal. If you don't want to cut high signal out of that, you can take those off and it'll replenish those signals. But that's what the HPF is. It's a high pass filter, which means it only passes the high signal. So if you want to cut that, and that's set at, oh, I'm sorry. High pass means it's a low end cutoff. This is a ramp at 80 hertz, which is like pretty damn low. They're all engaged, and you're probably right to keep those there.
All right. If you want to leave this, if I want to control the volume of the total volume of everything that's going on.
Yes, that's
I
the
mean,
red one.
well, that's what I do. But I was
Sure.
getting the impression that
If you need to adjust it, anything can be adjusted if you need to. This is always my starting point, though. Because this way, and I know if it's up here, I'm going to keep the levels correct on each individual channel. And if I come in here with a strong ass signal and it's stupid loud, I know I got to cut this signal down here. I don't want to grab this first.
okay.
You want to quiet
You wanna
down
work
that
those out. You
channel
wanna work those
and
out.
not so much the main bus.
Master.
Right, not so much the master. Because the master's set where it's supposed to be, theoretically.
Right. I understand. Yeah. I got
So what you
follow
want to do when something like that happens is grab up here and check these gains, make sure they're not too loud, make sure they're not forcing the feedback that you're hearing. Cut that down first. Small corrections. Don't go up here and just crank that shit all the way to the left. That gets you nowhere. Small corrections on the EQ.
I ain't touching the green and blue ones.
Well, you might have to, because tweaking it could be necessary. There could be a one frequency that's just pissing you off. And this is the way to get that frequency out of there.
What are the basics on the instrumental part?
The basics on the instrumental part, I keep them all flat. I always rely on musicians to give me the tone that they feel like they want to give me. I don't want to dictate to them what their instrument sounds like. Everybody's got an
I gotta
EQ
get it
setting.
there.
Everybody's got something on their guitar where they can control them. So I leave that left. If you want more bass, you dial it up on your little EQ that's on your guitar. That's great.